So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K25 Next Gen. And in today's video, we are kicking off yet another throwback series here on the channel. It is one that I did last year. It is one that everybody seemed to love. It is the Lebron Era rebuilds. Now, if you were not aware, the LeBron era begins at the start of the 2010-2011 NBA season. That, of course, would be LeBron's first year in Miami. We had a hell of an NBA Finals that year between the Miami Heat and the Dallas Mavericks. My goal today, obviously, as you can tell by the title and thumbnail, is to rebuild the Boston Celtics and hopefully get this team another championship. Now, I have been getting a lot of requests to do some of the LeBron era rebuilds. It seems like you guys really enjoyed this series last year, and I'm happy to be back doing it again. That does not mean we are not looking for other series ideas, though. If you guys have anything else you really want to see, let me hear it all down below in the comment section. So, starting out with the Celtics today, very much aware it is not the most challenging team to rebuild, but we're going to have to make some tough decisions today. If you guys were around back in 2010, 2011, you'll remember this was a pretty old team that was a few years removed from a championship run. So, excited for it today, man. Let me know which team you want me to do next down below in the comment section, along with any other rebuild challenges, series ideas, whatever it may be that you guys got for me. So, let's get into it. Okay, we now find ourselves here at the start of the 2010-2011 NBA season. Of course, the Celtics coming off a finals appearance. They lost to the Los Angeles Lakers after beating them in 2008. The Lakers went to 3 straight finals these 3 seasons. So let's get into it. Let's discuss it, because this was a season for the Celtics that really felt like a turning point. Of course, this core had already won a championship together in 2008. They went to 2 out of the 3 finals from 2008 to 2010. And ultimately, they are older at this point. This is an older roster that obviously has a lot of experience. There's certainly a lot of talent here, but, you know, the regression thing is not on our side here today. So we'll get into it a little bit. This group won 56 games, and then eventually lost to the eventual Eastern Conference champion Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference semifinals. So I'm not sure what we're going to do with this here today. I obviously have a lot of nostalgia about teams like this. It was pretty much my childhood, and we're going to have to make some tough decisions eventually. So let's get into it, man. Let's talk about this roster here at the point guard spot. Maybe the one young star we do have with Rajon Rondo. He's only 24 at this time. He's an 88 overall on a very nice 5-year, $55 million contract. So I don't hate that whatsoever. There's a very strong possibility he ends up being my point guard for the entirety of today's rebuild. Nate Robinson, I do not have a lot of memories about his time as a Celtic, but he's only 26 here. He is on a 2-year deal and definitely could be a backup point guard for me through all 3 seasons. Now we head to the shooting guard spot. Ray Allen is here. Of course, Ray Allen only, he actually looks a little strange in that picture. What are you doing to my guy Ray Allen there? But he's 35. And of course, Ray Allen is not washed by any means, actually ended up being a really impactful player after he departed the Celtics and ended up joining the Miami Heat. He hit one of the biggest shots in NBA Finals history, if you do not remember it. But he's 35. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'm not sure if he'll be here all 3 years. It's certainly something we'll address at some point. You got Marquise Daniels behind him, 29. You got Von Wafer here as well. So some okay depth there. This is a user, auto-generated creator. Fred Owens here, not going to be playing. You got the truth himself, Mr. Paul Pierce, 33 at this point. He's an 89 overall, is on a multi-year contract. We're going to have to sort this out because I love Paul. He's one of, if not my favorite players of all time, and I still don't think he gets enough credit for just how good he was. But again, he's 33. He's not getting any younger. He's not getting any better. We got Matt Hill here. I don't know who this is. We got Pete Vandeweghe. Any relation to Kiki? I have no idea. Now, the power forward spot. The highest overall player on this team is Kevin Garnett. Similar to Pierce, he is pretty much on the wrong side of 30, unfortunately. At this point, he has 2 years, $40 million total left. He's 34 years old, and he's a 91 overall. Behind him, we got Jermaine O'Neal in here. We have Glenn Davis, whoever the hell Devin Mitchell is. I mean, again, there are some nice pieces here. Just the majority of the really good players are older. And then finally, the center spot. Maybe one of the greatest memes in NBA history is Celtics Shaq. He's obviously one of the most dominant players ever, if not the most dominant. But at this point of his career, he's 38 years old. He's a 79 overall. The money he's making is not an issue whatsoever. But I just don't really see any sort of long-term plan with him here. So, and then we got Kendrick Perkins behind him, who, somehow a worse analyst than he is a basketball player, if that was even possible. But this is the squad. This is what we're working with right here. Again, I am a Celtics fan. It's going to hurt me to trade away some of these guys. But got to do it, man. We're trying to win championship here. So let's get into some trades. All right, it is the first trade of the LeBron era. It is a deal here with the Washington Wizards, and it is a funny one, to say the least. Both the O'Neals, Shaquille and Jermaine, heading to DC, and in return, we're getting ourselves JaVale McGee. Now, if you don't know the history between Shaquille O'Neal and JaVale McGee, Please look it up. It's very funny. Shaq used to put JaVale McGee on Shaqtin' a Fool pretty much every single time he played basketball. But obviously getting significantly younger here at the center spot, 16 years younger to be exact. McGee does have a year of team control after this as well. He's a young up-and-coming center, and while he's nowhere near Shaq is at his peak, of course, we are well beyond Shaq's peak at this point. So a little bit of a youth movement here in Boston. I do not think it is the worst thing in the world. I'm excited about that first trade. This next trade is not going to be a long-term move whatsoever. I'm typically against trades like this, but it is going to be pretty much just for one season, and in total, we're not really giving up too much. I think the value we're getting back here is significantly better than what we are giving up. So Marquise Daniels, Fred Owens, 2 future second-round picks going to Phoenix. In return, we're getting an 81 overall Grant Hill. Now, he is 38 years old, which is definitely not going to be a 3-year player for us, but we're also getting a first-round draft pick as well. So we make an upgrade at a backup small forward spot that desperately needs it, along with getting, a first-round draft pick for pretty much nothing. I think that's about as big of a win as we could have possibly got. So I think that is going to be it for the trades we make here. For year one, we're going to go ahead and set the rotation. I think you all can probably figure out what this 10-man's going to look like. I ultimately decided against trading any member of the Big Four, if you will. Rondo was never going to be moved, but held off on Allen, Pierce, and Garnett just because they all have multiple years left, and I do want to give them kind of one more shot after the trades we did make. So let's set that rotation. Start of year one for us here in Boston. Not really many major surprises in the starting five. Rajon Rondo, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and then, of course, the newly acquired JaVale McGee. Bench unit will be led by 38-year-old Grant Hill. You got Glenn Davis behind him. Kendrick Perkins is the backup center. Nate Robinson, the backup point guard. And finally, Mr. Von Wafer, rounding out the 10-man rotation. Of course, we have legendary head coach, Mr. Doc Rivers here, leading the charge for this group. And, we're obviously really talented. Are we going to be able to beat, LeBron, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade in the Miami Heat? I don't know if we're quite there yet, but without injuries on, and I think the additions we made, I think we'll definitely be in the mix and hopefully getting close to another championship for this group. So I'll see you guys at the end of year number one here in Boston. Not really a crazy surprise here, but LeBron James ended up winning the MVP award here at the end of the first season. Pretty insane numbers, pretty insane splits, and he's LeBron James. We won 65 games. That's really good. This was only a 56-win team in real life, and I say the term only, but 65 wins makes me think that we can compete with this Miami Big Three. Now, is that actually true? That's obviously to be determined, but I'm feeling pretty confident right now. Boogie Cousins going to be your Rookie of the Year over there in Sacramento. We got Manu Ginobili still winning Sixth Man of the Year at the age of, he's actually only 33. I guess I forget, though, 2010, 2011 wasn't 8 years ago. It was 15 at this point. Dwight Howard is your DPOY. Jordan Farmar most improved. And then Doc Rivers does win Coach of the Year for us. Typically a pretty good sign that we were the 1 seed. And you can see over there in the Eastern Conference, we were. Let's dive into the full standings right now. Miami actually only 1 game behind us. So at least at a minimum, we won't have to meet up with them until the conference finals. 3 teams, 60-plus wins. Here's a look at the West. Wow, 5 total teams won 60-plus games. Let's talk about some of the numbers here real quick across the board. It was going to be Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, the big three leading us in scoring. Behind him is going to be JaVale McGee, Rajon Rondo, Grant Hill, Glenn Davis, Nate Robinson, Perkins, and then Wafer. Now led in rebounds, going to be Garnett, and assists was Rondo, about 13.5 dimes a game for our young star point guard. All right, it is the New Jersey Nets here in round one. Devin Harris, Jordan Farmar, Joe Smith, Chris Kardashian, Brooke Lopez. You got Derek Favors, Anthony Morrow. A lot of names I have not heard in a long time there, man. Quick 2-0 lead for us here. We also win Game 3. We end up sweeping the New Jersey Nets out of their own building. Now we're moving on to the Defensive Player of the Year. Coming off a finals appearance a year ago. Of course, they did end up kind of getting their ass beat. I think it was a 5-game loss to the Los Angeles Lakers. But Dwight Howard is really good at this time. He's an MVP candidate, and he is certainly one of the best centers, if not the best center in all of basketball. So not an easy second-round matchup here, especially considering JaVale McGee is our guy. And, 3-2 back to Boston. We close them out in 6. And, oh, my God. The Heat do not even get to the conference finals in the first year of their Big Three. We're going to be taking on the Chicago Bulls here. Now, Derrick Rose, not technically an MVP at this point because he wouldn't have won it this year, but you know what I'm saying. But he's an MVP caliber player. He's a 95 overall. Next to him, you got Kyle Korver, Luol Deng, Boozer, Joakim Noah. I'm really excited to do this rebuild at some point. So, conference finals for us. Can we get back to the NBA Finals for the first time since, last year? Up 2-1 right now. They tie it at 2-2. We go up 3-2. We're going to Game 7. Can we get to the finals here in year 1? We can, and we are going to be taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. Oh, my God. Lakers are, back in the finals. This would technically be the 4th straight season. So, Kobe and the Lakers. You got Kirk Heinrich here, Ron Artest, Lamar Odom, Pau Gasol. Of course, Kobe and Pau, one of the elite duos in Lakers history. And let's see what happens right now. Of course, one of the battles as old as time here. Celtics versus Lakers. We are down 2-1. We tie it up at 2-2. We go up 3-2, and can we win 4 straight games? Close out the Lakers on their home floor at the Staples Center. Can we get that done? Back and forth we go, and it looks like we are going to have a close one here at the end, and I guess we are getting gameplay here in year 1. Just under 3 minutes left to go here in Los Angeles. Oh my God, look at this court, man. All right, let's see if we can hold on. Can we? What the fuck? Okay, thank God Lamar Odom missed that, but I have got to do everything in my power right now. Oh, no. KG, just work him low. Work him low in the post. Just bully Lamar Odom. KG, little step. God, this game sucks. If this is your first time watching me, by the way, I absolutely suck at gameplay. I'm pretty decent at the rebuilding part, absolutely horrible at gameplay, and yeah, Kobe's just going to do what he does best, hit it from the mid-range. All right, I am going to try not to be an idiot here. I want to obviously get this done quick, but I have to make sure that I'm able to get some quality looks, because that's something I tend to struggle with. Okay, easy layup there for Rondo. Not really sure why they're willing to give him a free lane, but they are, and we're back to a 4-point game right now. 2:12 left to go. Of course, trying to close out the Lakers on their home floor. I really wish that we were wearing green. I think Celtics versus Lakers, when it's, you know, gold versus green, or, well, nowadays yellow, because for God knows what reason, Nike changed the Lakers uniforms to yellow from gold. I don't know why they did that, but I don't think anybody likes it. I think it's always one of the best jersey matchups, if not the best jersey matchup in all of basketball. So I am going to, again, try to be smart with the shots I am taking. Good screen there. Ray Allen going to pull that one from deep. Can't quite get the long jumper to go, and that one kind of hurts. We got to lock in right now. They're going to get it to Kobe in the corner. He's going to put it in, and that is not quite a dagger, but it hurts us, and it hurts us significantly. Yeah, you guys then enjoy the gameplay. You're all sickos, because I suck at this game, and you all know that. Inside to Kevin Garnett, going to go up. No foul is called, but gets the easy layup. It is a 5-point ball game, 1:25 on the game clock. All right, we're not going to play on-ball defense against Kobe. No disrespect to, you know, old-ass Ray Allen. Not my favorite matchup for him in the world, but he'll still probably do a better job than me. Kobe, actually really good contest there from Ray. Gets a big stop. Let's kick it up to Pierce, see if we can work the little fast break. Pierce gets the easy dunk. Probably should have been a foul as well. It is not called, and we are back to a one-possession ball game here, my friends. Clock approaching, 1 minute left to go here in Los Angeles. We are on the verge of closing out the Lakers. Kobe with a mid-range jump shot, cannot get it to go. That would basically have been a kill shot, but he does not get it to go. And give me a little screen here, KG. Pierce down the lane, going back up, gets fouled and won. The Truth going to the free throw line with the opportunity to tie this game at 101 apiece. Oh my God. Big free throw here for Paul is up, and it is good. 101 all, 47 seconds left to go. Can we get this done, man? Can we get another stop here? Kobe had a wide open, I don't even know who that is. Is that Ron Artest? Decides not to take him. Pau Gasol really hasn't touched the ball, and now he obviously does, and I am fucking asleep. Not great. They did a good job of converting the 2-for-1 as well. I think I can get a shot off before. Allen. Nope. Not going to get the 2-for-1 off. All right, Pierce working against Artest. Going to put one up, and it goes in. Oh, my God. Timeout, Los Angeles. Under 24, so they technically can get the last shot if they want it. I'm nervous. Now, what does a defensive lineup look like for us? It's likely just going to be the starters. I don't really see anybody here that could possibly be pulled. They want to pull JaVale McGee for Kendrick Perkins. I guess that's okay. I don't know how smart that really feels, but I feel like back in the day, Perk was actually an okay defensive player. So I'm going to try to just not let Kobe Bryant get the ball. That feels like a pretty lofty goal right now. They're going to get it into Barnes in the corner. Kobe's going to call for it. We're going to, again, try to deny ball here. Oh, it's not good. This is not good. Kobe's going to do what Kobe does best. I'll try to help off with Pierce at something. Ray Allen just got absolutely smoked. Just got blown by completely. Obviously called for the foul, and Kobe going to the free throw line with an opportunity to not close it out, but put the Lakers up in a win or go home for them at this point. So free throw line number 1 up for Kobe. It is, I thought it bounced out. It's going to go, putting the Lakers up by 1. We'll, of course, take a timeout after this and, see what we can do. See what we can do here. Second free throw for Bryant. It is up. It misses. Timeout. Okay, holy shit. I cannot believe that Kobe missed a free throw. Wow, I just did not really see a world where that was going to be any sort of realistic possibility, but it was. We're going to pull Perkins out of this game, put McGee back in, and we have a chance to win this thing, man. We can close the Lakers out on their home floor in Game 6, get a championship here in year 1, and feel really good about ourselves. I think I have to be getting Paul Pierce the ball. I think that's the only logical player right now that makes any sort of sense to get the ball. Drive. Oh my God, he got clamped. He got clamped. Oh my God. Oh my God. Horrible possession by me. I blame those of you who like watching me be really bad at this game. I blame you. Game 7, back at home at TD Garden. We got to get this done. We have to get this done, man. I need a championship here in year 1. It is the biggest rivalry in basketball, and unless we absolutely choke the living shit out of this one, we're going to be getting it done here. Championship in year 1. Rajon Rondo going to be your finals MVP. He was 0% from the three-point line, and I tried to dish it out to him for a game-winning 3. Genius. I really am. All right. That's obviously fun, getting a championship in year 1. Grant Hill going to go out and call it a career at age 38. We always knew that was not any sort of, long-term option for us. And at this point, it's all about deciding what we want the future of this team can be. As the great Danny Ainge says, it's always better to be 1 year too early than 1 year too late. So I'm going to consider some trades. I'm not going to force the issue. If the right trade doesn't come up, I'm not going to make it, but I'm going to definitely consider all sorts of options here that are on the board. This, of course, is the 2011 draft, which is Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard, Kemba, Klay Thompson, Jimmy Butler, a lot of really good players here. So I don't know if we're going to be getting any of those guys, just considering we are picking at number 30, but actually, I'll stick at 30. I think I should still be able to get, a real player at that spot. Davis Bertans is the pretty much only real player that I'm seeing right here. Corey Joseph as well, and yeah, it's going to be Davis Bertans. Again, not any sort of star or anything like that, but at least he's a real NBA player. So 72 overall for the 30th overall pick, not too bad. We will be bringing back JaVale McGee. We're going to look at some free agency right here. I don't think we should really have any major free agents as much as it, I'll bring back Perkins, I guess. Glenn Big Baby Davis is also free agent. Same with Von Wafer. I'll look to upgrade at this backup shooting guard spot, but Davis is actually somebody I would not have minded bringing back, and it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do that. That is terribly unfortunate. Where is he? Oops, I need to go to the power forward. Glenn Davis, where are you, buddy? Is he not listed as a... Maybe he already signed. I have no fucking idea. Is he listed as a center? No, he's listed as a power forward. I don't know where he would have went. Unless I'm just completely missing him. He's not here. So he must have already signed, which, sucks, but we can find an upgrade. All right, we are going to have to make some really tough decisions right now, and it is definitely going to rub some people the wrong way, but they are moves that I think are going to be necessary. We're pulling off a big one here, and it is a deal with the Golden State Warriors. Paul Pierce is one of the greatest Celtics ever. As I mentioned earlier in the video, he's actually probably my favorite player of all time. But he's 33, and we got him a second championship here in Boston. I think it obviously means a lot to him, and there's absolutely no reason I had to trade him outside of the regression factor. But in return, the Warriors are offering me a guy named Steph Curry. He ended up having a pretty good career, if you didn't know. So we're going to pull this trade off. I also considered this one with the Washington Wizards. They drafted Kawhi first overall, but Steph Curry's going to be the guy. Getting a little bit younger here. I'm probably going to play him at the 2 guard next to Rondo, just from a shooting perspective. I think it makes a lot more sense to play Steph there. He goes down 1 overall. Not super worried about it. So, yeah, Steph Curry, the Celtic. Not ever really words I thought would be coming out of my mouth, but we made the deal. Hopefully Steph's able to help lead us to another championship. But that is one trade down. Definitely got a few more to go. We're swinging a deal here with the New Jersey Nets. We are trading Ray Allen and Nate Robinson, and in return, we're getting ourselves Brook Lopez and most improved winner, Jordan Farmar. Now, Brook Lopez is only 23 at this point. He's coming off 2 really strong seasons, and I think he's going to be a major upgrade in this starting 5. Now, it's pretty obvious that we have a gaping hole at our small forward spot right now. That is definitely the next position I am going to address, but super excited to get a little bit younger here with the addition of Lopez. I think he's going to be a really great spot, or a really great center for this team. Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Charlotte Bobcats. We pulled off a trade, got ourselves Gerald Wallace. Now, JaVale McGee was, relatively okay for us last year. He did his job, I would say. But ultimately, with the addition we made of Brook Lopez, really wasn't needed as much, and obviously had a very, very big need at the small forward spot. So Gerald Wallace is not Paul Pierce. I don't think anybody's thinking that, but we got a little bit younger, and I think it was a necessary move. So I'm thinking about hanging on to Kevin Garnett, really, because I didn't love any of the trades that we were offered. Now, the one thing it might be a little risky is, could he maybe retire after one season? And I certainly think that is a possibility, but again, just not really loving any of these deals. I know he's going to regress, and probably going to have to pay him a ton of money after this season, but I think we're fine. I think Kevin Garnett will probably be around an 88 overall, and that's something I can still live with. So Bertans and Garnett, Lopez and Perkins do need to find myself a backup 2 and a backup 3. But other than that, I think we've had a really successful offseason so far. So James Jones sitting here. I think I'm going to throw a little money at Sasha Vujacic. Now, is he elite? I don't know. He's a pretty decent bench piece, I would guess. And, well, James Jones is still sitting here. So if James Jones wants to come in, I'd also take a flyer on him. All right. That, does it for the bench. I think we've made some upgrades to this team, at least in the long-term picture. And I'll just see you guys at the start of year 2. It's not something I do often after winning a championship, but we, relatively speaking, blew this team up. Now, 2 out of 5 starters from last year are back, but pretty much 10 times out of 10 after I win a championship, there aren't many major changes. Now, for obvious reasons, we made the moves we did. We knew regression was going to hit pretty hard. Would not be surprised if 1 or 2 of the guys we traded ended up retiring after a season. But we now find ourselves in a position where I think we can have as much success as we did last year. That's obviously the pinnacle of success, winning a championship. Rondo now joined in a backcourt by Steph Curry, who went up 6 overalls in the offseason progression. He's a 90 now. I think trading him for Paul Pierce was probably the best move we've made so far in this video. Gerald Wallace will be taking over the small forward spot. Garnett actually only went down to an 89, so not really the end of the world. And of course, the addition of Brook Lopez. Now, the bench unit will be led by Jordan Farmar. Brought back Kendrick Perkins, brought in James Jones and Sasha Vujacic, and finally drafted Davis Bertans to be the backup behind Kevin Garnett. So, yeah, that's the squad we're working with. I think we can definitely get back to the mountaintop and hopefully win another championship. See you guys at the end of year number 2. If there was any doubt that the trade for Steph Curry was not good, I think this should alleviate all that doubt, because not only did Steph Curry win the MVP award, he led us to a historic season, the best season ever, 75-7. I don't really have many words. I would kill for Steph Curry to be a Celtic. I really would. Kyrie Irving, your Rookie of the Year. Instead, he's just really my father. He beat my fucking ass in the 2022 finals. I'm not getting into it. LaMarcus Aldridge, 6 minutes. Wait, what? Why is he coming off the bench? Dwight wins another D-point. Ish Smith, most improved. Doc Rivers, obviously going to win Coach of the Year at 75-7. And, yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say. We could end up playing Miami in the semifinals, but I don't really have many words. I mean, this team was just insanely good. I mean, made a lot of risky moves after winning a championship, but I think it's pretty safe to say that they all worked out pretty well for us. So us in Atlanta here, round 1: Jeff Teague, Joe Johnson, Josh Smith, Al Horford, Eduardo Chavez. You're not a real person. I just don't believe that. All right, it is time for the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. Quick 3-0 lead for us. We end up sweeping Atlanta. Now moving on to the Miami Heat. We were waiting for this matchup, even with a 75 and 71 overall point guard and center, respectively. I'm still not sure how this team won only 48 games. That's one of, if not the best big 3 ever. Split the first 2 at home. Win game 3 on the road, and game 4 end up beating the Heat in 5. We're now moving on to the Chicago Bulls. We are running back last year's Eastern Conference Finals. Doesn't look like many major changes over there in Chicago, and I'd like to get this done. We quickly go up 2-1. We go up 3-1. Oh my God. And it is the young, up-and-coming Oklahoma City Thunder, who have a pretty talented big 3 themselves, including Zach Randolph now. They're playing Jeff Green, all 6'8" of him at their center spot. Don't know how I feel about that, but they obviously have some very, very talented players. So we're up 2-1 right now, up 3-1. We just can't stop winning today. We really cannot. Steph Curry, Finals MVP. I am absolutely thrilled at the moment. We are looking to make it 3 straight. Now, please tell me Kevin Garnett did not retire. Okay, this almost got me for a second. Oh my God, the GOAT's calling it a career as well. We'll probably end up bringing back KG for 1 more year. I very much understand that he's going to continue to regress, but why the hell not at this point? There's not really a real reason to make many other major changes. All right, staff signing, obviously hanging on to Doc Rivers, and as we approach the 2012 NBA draft, I believe I did trade my first-round pick this year. So we have 1 pick. It's at the legitimate last pick of the draft, and yeah, let's just see what we can do. Steph coming back, obviously $3 million, $4 million is beautiful, and we'll definitely have to pay Gerald Wallace and Brook Lopez and Kevin Garnett as well. So definitely got to spend some money here. Brook Lopez, we do not have the rights on, but he got qualified, so I'll be able to match anything he gets. Now, how much is Gerald Wallace being offered? Okay, that's a legitimate contract there from the Sixers, so I am going to work to match that. And not going to trade Gerald, so let's just not do that. Definitely do not renounce Brook Lopez. Again, he has a qualifying offer, so we're going to be able to match whatever he gets there, and thank you very much, Orlando Magic. All right, at this point, it's all about improving the bench. I think there are a few moves out there that I'm going to consider. We definitely have some players under contract that I could still trade, but there's also, 1 or 2 signings we may make. Slight upgrade at our power forward spot right now. We're swinging a deal with the Chicago Bulls, and we're landing ourselves Taj Gibson. Now, is Taj Gibson a superstar? No, but it's a nice little upgrade there, considering where we were at just a year ago with Davis Bertans. And, you know, not a shot at Davis Bertans. We just needed to make an upgrade, and I think it's one that's greatly going to benefit us. So now what I'm going to do is look to trade James Jones, Davis Bertans, another future draft pick, point guard, or not point guard, shooting guard, or small forward is where I'm looking right now, and whichever one we don't get, we will likely sign in free agency. So, Caron Butler is 32. It's not my favorite signing, but he averaged 15 a game last year. We know he's going to regress, but we'll live with it. And then 25-year-old Danny Green sitting here. He's actually a restricted free agent, and I'll just offer him quite a bit of money. Let's see if he's willing to take it and come over and play for the two-time defending champions. All right, man, that's going to do it. That is our final move. Of course, no other changes in the starting department, but I think this team is very much equipped to win a third straight championship. We are looking for the three-peat. We have started this video off by winning 2 straight championships, and here in the third and final season, we are looking to make it 3 straight. Rajon Rondo, Steph Curry, who by the way is up to a 95 overall, Gerald Wallace, Kevin Garnett, actually only down to an 87, so I'll take it, and then Brook Lopez. Bench unit, Jordan Farmar, still my 6th man, of course, brought in Caron Butler. Still got Kendrick Perkins, traded for Taj Gibson, and signed Danny Green. All right, man, I'd like to win a third straight. Let's see if we can do it at the end of year number 3. It is 2 straight MVPs for Steph Curry. I still cannot believe that we were able to pull off that deal in the first offseason with the Warriors. We had another really solid year, 70-12. While it's not, record-setting, it is still a historic season, and we are very much in the mix to win another championship. Anthony Davis went to the Charlotte Bobcats. He's your Rookie of the Year. Alfonso Navarro, who? Dwight Howard wins DPOY. Navarro also wins Most Improved. And Scott Brooks, really? Not giving any love to Doc. I mean, we were tied with the same record as them, but I get it. Doc's won 2 straight, but maybe a potential rematch of last year's finals. Let's take a look at some of the numbers. Steph Curry doing his thing. Brook Lopez. Kevin Garnett scoring kind of went down as expected, is what it is. Wallace, Farmar, Butler, Rondo, Green, Gibson, and then Perkins. Led in rebounds by Garnett. Led in assists by Rondo. Third straight season being a 1 seed. This time we were taking on Orlando in round 1. Certainly not the easiest first round matchup out there. I think we're definitely going to win this series because I think we're better at 4 out of 5 positions, but nonetheless, we move on. Philadelphia, who had a lot of really bad years here in this era, in the mid-2010s. Drew, Jimmy, nice defensive matchup. Also got an old friend here in Ray Allen, but I think we're just going to be too much for them to handle, quite honestly. So let's see what happens. We're up 2-1 at the moment. We go up 3-1, close them out in 5. Moving on to the Miami Heat. We beat them last year in the second round of the playoffs and haven't made any significant upgrades at their 1 or their 5. So they're still really talented 2 through 4, excuse me, but I think we're the better team. We're tied at 2-2 right now, go up 3-2. Going to Game 7, winning Game 7, and we are running back the finals from a season ago. No major changes for Oklahoma City. Of course, got some nice development out of these 3 right here. All 3, of course, and went on to win an MVP award at some point in their career, but I'm a little nervous right now. I am. We're down 2-1, tied up at 2-2, go down 3-2, and we lose. We finally lose a series for the first time. It is the last series of year 3. Cannot get the three-peat, but what a start to this series, man. This has been quite the rebuild, if I do say so myself. Of course, I'm very much aware this is not the most challenging team to rebuild at this time, but very much looking forward to continuing this series. It's one that I very much enjoyed last year and very much will definitely enjoy again this year. So I hope you guys liked it. I am always open to any different ideas for series or challenges. Typically, I like to have 2 series kind of running concurrently. So if anybody has any ideas for that, let me hear it all down below in the comment section along with any other video ideas. But looking forward to it, man. Very excited to get into it. We now have 29 other teams we have left to do, so let me know which one you want to see next, and maybe we'll do it. So that's going to do it for me. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.